Recording in progress. Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Congratulations! From 264 registrants as teams and individuals, selected into 45 teams and 10 individuals. These contenders are chosen to be the best and can proceed to the next stage. Find your name at PAL and Virtual Space and be ready for the elimination round. PAL and English Olympiad 2023. Powered by Titik Nol and Elsa.
Kita sebuah good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, participants from various teams across PLN units. Welcome to PLN English Olympiad 2023 Elimination Round. Yay! And I'm Subki Abdul. Is it truly an honor to be your host for this prestigious competition where we will witness the brilliance of your minds as they strive for excellence in the English language in the stage of PLN English Olympiad 2023, the elimination round Group D for individual contestant. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you to use virtual background and open the camera during the session. And also, I'd like to inform you to regularly check the network because it might be effect to your presentation. But first of all, before we start the event, let's hear our national anthem Indonesia Raya and hymn and also Mars PLN.
Majulah negeriku, majulah PLN untuk selamanya. Jayalah PLN untuk selamanya.
Alright, before we delve into the exciting performances of each contestant, let me introduce to you the judges on this elimination round, Group D for individual contestant. And who are they? Our first judge is PLT Manager Energi Transisi. He is expert on energy transition concept. Please welcome Mr. Aryon. Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Aryon.
Good afternoon. Hello, everybody.
All right, what do you expect from the idea from the individual contestant?
In my opinion, it's quite challenging to speak individually regarding one topic, but I believe all the contestants is the best contestants, and we hope for the best for them.
All right, thank you, Mr. Aryan. Next, we have Miss Anna. She's from MSB Perencanaan and Perubahan team. Hello, good afternoon, Miss Anna.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello. Okay, kalau if Miss Anna, what do you concern about the individual contestant?
I hope everyone can present well today, do their best, calm, and I hope the result is okay too.
All right, thank you, Miss Anna. And completing our trio of judge is Brian Houston, who is impressive credential in the field of English proficiency study and public speaking. He is head of learning and curriculum of ELSA. Brian, do you have any suggestion, different thing between the individuals or the team contestant maybe?
Thank you for the warm welcome, first of all. And no, just hopefully have them stay calm, be relaxed, don't forget to breathe. And, we all make mistakes every now and again. That's how we learn, but it's how we deal with them, move on, and don't let them, wreck our whole performance. So I hope that they're not too shy, but I'm sure they're all going to do a great job.
All right, thank you, Ryan. It must be amazing to have the opportunity to present the idea in front of extraordinary judges like them. Okay, we go to the main session, the performance contestant of Group D individual. All contestants, of course, there's a lot of excitement as we start this session in this Group D for individual contestant. There are 10 contestants from various units that have passed the video submission period. Before we dive into the performances, a quick reminder to all participants. Remember to embrace the stage, convey your message with confidence, and most importantly, enjoy the process of language exploration. Each contestant will have 10 minutes to present their presentation. The timer will start after you spoke the first word. And me as host will stop you directly if the time is up. So make sure you manage your time well. During the presentation, other contestants only can watch the performance, but please don't disturb the performance. And the important things to do, make sure your connection is good, your volume is up and on, clear or stable network, so anyone in this online competition could hear your authentic idea. Okay, are you ready? Now we go to the first contestant is Muhammad Dwi Pamuji. Please come to the screen. So this is Muhammad Dwi Pamuji. What should I call your name? Muhammad Dwi or Pamuji or?
Yeah, you can call me Muji.
Muji, how do you feeling being a first contestant in individual?
I'm actually feeling pretty nervous right now, but of course I still have to do it anyway.
All right. Okay, this is Muhammad Dwi Pamuji from Indonesia Power. Please take the stage and present your ideas.
Good afternoon, the respectable judges and all the participants who joined in the Zoom meeting today. My name is Muji, and I would like to thank you for the opportunity given to me as the first presenter for the Group D. In my presentation today, I'm going to talk about the role of civil engineers in the energy transition plan of PT PLN Indonesia Power. Why do I need to address this specific topic? It's because as a civil engineer who works in the energy industry myself, I often got asked this typical kind of question. Why you choose to be here when your skill and background might fit somewhere else in the other industry? Well, I hope from my presentation today I could give you a comprehensive answer to that question. But before I dive deep into that, let me tell you briefly about the energy transition plan in PLN Indonesia Power. Currently, PLN Indonesia Power strategy is based on our commitment to fulfill the 6 out of 8 lighthouse initiatives of energy transition as set by PT PLN Persero. One of the initiatives that, in my opinion, would require a lot of insights and also contribution from civil engineer would be the renewable power plant development. This is required not only to meet the net zero emissions goal, but also to meet the growing demand for electricity in the region. As such, civil engineers' involvement in these important missions will be inevitable. In the year 2022, PLN Indonesia Power has completed the development of 11.6 megawatts of renewable power plants, which consists of Lambur Micro Hydro in Central Java, which adds around 8 megawatts into our energy mix. Nusa Penida Solar PV in the island of Nusa Penida, just at the east part of Bali, and also the recent one, the Muara Nusa Dua Floating Solar PV, also in Bali. Both of the Bali projects actually became the main subjects for the showcase at the prestigious G20 events held in Bali last year. So what are the involvement of civil engineers that contributes to the successful outcome for these projects? Before the project can even start, civil engineers involved in the making of feasibility studies, which helps the project owner to select the best location of the power plant according to its environmental conditions, as well as the geographical condition. In the next phase of the project, civil engineers will also be able to provide the design of civil infrastructure as required for the power plant operation. We would also involve in the construction process, where the quality of the civil works would need to be supervised to meet the expected outcomes. And lastly, civil engineers were very well versed in project management skill. Therefore, we would be able to assist in the project scheduling as well as allocating resources for the project to meeting its goals. In the next part, I will tell you one of the specific examples of civil engineers' role in the project based on my experience while undertaking one of our projects in PLN Indonesia Power. Just a brief introduction about the project. Nusa Penida Hybrid Solar PV, Battery Energy Storage, and Diesel Power Plant covers the land area of approximately 4.5 hectares. Previously, the island of Nusa Penida is supplied only by the existing diesel power plant, and the introduction of this hybrid solar PV, battery storage, and diesel will be able to cut the CO2 emission by 3,200 tons annually. We are happy to share that this power plant has been fully operated and commercialized since October 2022 last year. So one of the challenges that we face during the construction of this project is when we must install the solar panels on the slope with 40 degrees angle. So there must be some measure to prevent the solar panels from sliding down the hill. So is there any civil engineering solution to that? Well, some of you might think that, should we tie the solar panels into trees? Of course, as civil engineers, I would not recommend this way, considering the safety of our people and also the safety of our equipment. And this solution will not work in the long term. So what would be the solution instead? Well, I'll give you time to think. So you don't have to be highly intelligent to understand the question, as our solution to this is actually a piece of cake. Yes, a piece of cake. By piece of cake, I mean to tell you that the solution will be as simple as making a cake. For the first steps, you have to measure all the ingredients needed to make the cake. This is where in our project, where we get to collect and assess the ground condition and identify the type of foundation that will work. In the next step, you have to mix all the ingredients you collected earlier. Similar to our project, this is where we did the casting of the foundation by mixing the material required to make the concrete. The next step will be the most exciting one, the baking process. This is where you often go and check regularly whether your cake is cooked or not. In our project, this is where we anticipatedly waiting for the concrete to be hardened, and do our regular checking at the strength of the concrete at 7, 14, and 28 days. And comes the last part, the time for decoration. This is where you're going to put the icing sugars, the cherries on top, which will complement all the hard work that you have done earlier. In the project, this is where the solar panels are finally installed on top of the foundations and the wirings are all connected. So the solar panels now will be able to start producing power. And as such, that's how civil engineers way to bring the Nusa Penida project alive. And the next question comes to mind. Should we stay here where we are right now, or should we go beyond and achieve more? As the theme for this year's English Olympiad is Unleash the Energy and Beyond, I think that my answer and PEL and Indonesia Power's answer on this is very clear. Yes, we have to go beyond. To go beyond, PEL and Indonesia Power is aiming to become a sustainable company in the future. And as part of reaching that mission, we have given our fly ash, bottom ash waste or FABA waste from our coal power plant operation a second life by utilizing it to make sustainable construction and civil materials. The FABA, which would normally be disposed as hazardous material, is now being utilized and gives us contribution in the advancement of the circular economy. I am very proud to say that our FABA utilizations is account for 10% of our waste generated in the year 2022. Around more than 100,000 tons of FABA has been utilized in the last year, as compared to 3,000 tons in year 2021. And our FABA has been utilized for making some of the valuable construction material, such as lightweight brick, paving block, concrete panels, and breakwater tetrapods. So far, 8 units in PEL and Indonesia Power have acquired the license, the FABA utilization license from the government, meaning that we can register our product into the market. And we are hoping that our other units will also be able to follow these steps. And what will be for the beyond? We hope that this sustainable construction material can be used not only internally in PLN, but also externally. And I think that civil engineers has a huge role into achieving that. As civil engineers, we realized that we could not work alone in achieving the energy transition mission. We also need to work with other disciplines and enhance further collaboration. Therefore, I'd like to close my presentation by quoting one of the remarkable quote from Mr. Henry Ford. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Thank you for staying until the end of my cooking show presentation. I hope you get something insightful from it, and I could not wait for further collaboration with your organization. Thank you very much. See you.
All right, what an amazing presentation coming from Muji. Are you the daughter of the mother of Siska, who are familiar cooking show in Indonesia?
I have some connection. Just kidding.
All right, this is the how about your comment, Brian?
You did a great job. You're speaking, just to kind of touch on a few things first, speaking a little bit quickly, especially at the beginning, but I think you kind of calmed down, found your comfort zone, and relaxed into a little bit, which was nice to see. You had great choice of language. It was funny, incorporating the cooking into it, with concrete. That's great. I could tell you were, excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little bit. You're well rehearsed. It was a very interesting topic and very excellent visuals. So very nicely done all around.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Aryan, the role of civil engineer. What do you think about the presentation of Muji?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I think it's quite unique topics to deliver in this competition, and it is presented very well, in my opinion. Very exciting presentation, actually, while at the same time deliver the message smoothly. And I thought it was a bit off when you talk about the FABA at first, but then you come back to relate it to the role of civil engineering, and all the package is still about the role of civil engineering in the energy transition. Good job.
All right, Miss Anna.
Yeah, thank you. I think your topic is really innovative and you do it excellent. And I mean, I never heard about fiber for construction in solar panel. And I see that you understand the topic very well. So it's a great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Muji, congratulations once again. See you at the next round, maybe. Okay, that was the Muhammad Dwi Pamuji from Indonesia Power. Okay, the next is Teguh Alzazira Siregar from Unit Induk Penyaluran dan Pusat Pengatur Beban Sumatera. Please come to the screen. Hi, Teguh, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Are you
How about you?
nervous or excited?
I'm really excited for right now. I'm not nervous at all because I want to present something good for you all guys.
All right, here we go. This is Teguh from Unit Induk Penyaluran dan Pusat Pengatur Beban Sumatera. Now let's hear your presentation.
Okay, thank you for all of the audiences. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Teguh Alzazira Siregar. I am from UIP3B Sumatra, or you can call it Sumatra Control Center. And I'm gonna bring a theme of unleashing energy and beyond, energy transition. Just let me introduce myself first. My education history from 2013 to 2018, I'm bachelor degree at Technology Institute of PLN in Jakarta. My work experience from June 2020 to June 2021, I am the engineer of construction control, protection and meters. From July 2021 till present, I am the officer of electrical
Teguh,
power
can you
system.
share your presentation?
I'm sorry, I have shared my presentation, I think. Don't you see it?
Not yet.
Not yet? Really? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me introduce myself, my education history from 2013 to 2018. Bachelor degree at Technology Institute of PLN in Jakarta. My work experience from June 2020 to June 2021. Engineer of construction control, protection and meters. And from July 2021 till present, I work as an officer of electrical power system planning at PLN. And my work experience I have just got from May 2023 till August 2023. I am a summer intern alumni at California Independent System Operator. I work in renewable energy department in United States of America. I got that internship for 3 months. And I'm gonna share to you my experience about the renewable energy integration, or let's say energy transition that California ISO has suffered until now. And a little bit about my achievement. I got gold medal in Hub Russia 2022 for the invention of ewers, and the same case for Malaysia Technology Expo in 2022 for ewers. And my expertise, because I am the electrical engineer, I am so familiar with the Silent Power Factory, PSSE software for running load flow analysis, and JIRAS and ProSim for production simulation software, and etc. That's a little bit about my introduction. And then we jump to renewables breakdown in Sumatra. From this slide, you can see that we have mostly the coal for the primary energy, right? And then the solar is very, very little. It's almost 0% of whole generations in totally. So we got the renewables only 31.03%, the total renewable resources in Sumatra. But it would be expected to increase because our commitment, especially in Sumatra, our commitment for the net zero emissions in 2060. And this is the actual data from January to July 2023. And then let me share you about what I got from California ISO. What about their goals in low carbon grid in energy transition? So we can compare the energy transition that we will do, Indonesia will do, and the California ISO has done until now. So they are aggressively pursuing a low carbon future. You know that 33% by 2020, and now they almost got for 50% by 2023, and the goal is 60% by 2030, and 100% total zero carbon by 2045. That's what they did. And then the deep greenhouse gas reduction goals, as you can see, in 2050 target, 80% below 1990 levels. And the third, robust electric vehicles goals, 1.5 million by 2025, and 5 gigawatts of battery storage by 2023. This is the most important in energy transition. If Indonesia want to do something with energy transition, want to inject higher renewable energy integration, it is the most important, the battery storage, and I'm going to explain about it later. And decarbonization is creating opportunities to develop a high renewables and high distributed energy service industry. And here are the project lists that we have done in Sumatra. The first, hydropower plant 160 megawatts project in Sumatra. This study is conducted in order to increase the capacity of load follower and peaker generators, because we want to inject more and more hydropower plant, because this is the renewable energy, right? It could add fast response generator to increase system reliability and increase the mix of renewable energy source. And we have done this project. We make some feasibility studies for this project. So it means that we support the Indonesian effort to get the net zero emissions by injecting more and more hydropower plant in our system. And the second, the solar photovoltaic maximum capacity and intermittency in Sumatra. You know that we have collaborated with Bandung Institute of Technology for making some feasibility studies that was conducted to analyze how much integration of renewable energy, especially for the PV, still within the safe limits of system stability. And all of this, I'm gonna share you about the stability analysis that in the next slide, because it is a very good feasibility studies. We want to inject more solar power plants, so we should make some feasibility studies, how much the maximum capacity of them. And the third, Masang 2 hydropower plant 44 megawatt projects in West Sumatra. It's almost the same with the hydropower plant in 160 megawatts, but it's located in West Sumatra. This is for assessing the feasibility studies, construction from an operational perspective, including analysis of power flow, short circuit, and system stability. And this is the most important and very, very interesting. Renewable energy source power plant 7,260 90 megawatts in Sumatra to 2032, because it conducts operational feasibility studies related to the injection of renewable energy of 7,290 megawatts in Sumatra, including the development of 500 kV transmission. It means that we have planned to inject more and more hydropower plant and more renewable power plant, and we have more supply to be interconnected to Java Island. We can send the power to Java Island, not with the conventional energy, but with the renewable energy. That's the most interesting of this project, and we have made this project. And this is the problems and challenges to low carbon grid. It is for the technical issues because my background is from electrical engineer. I'm going to explain to you by one. First, the uncertain generation issues. Increasing the number of renewable energy creates uncertainty in load and power supply generation. That's very, very for sure, because we talk about the solar and the wind. We never know how to forecast the wind and the solar. We never know about that. So this is the problem number one, uncertain generation issues. That's what we call intermittency. And then the second, energy storage. When we talk about the fluctuations in sunlight levels and wind, mean that supplies are less consistent than those derived from fossil fuel plants. Yeah, because, we should add more energy storage for the excess energy from the wind and the solar, because if we do not make some energy storage for the wind and the solar and other renewable energy, we will make a curtailment. I'm going to share you about the renewable curtailment, and it makes more cost for that. That is the disadvantage. And the third, resource forecasting. This is related to uncertain generation issues. Wind and solar energy forecasts will be very important to the success of renewable programs. If the energy production from renewables cannot be forecasted and scheduled, then the value of renewables to displace fossil fuel generations is greatly diminished. And the last, power transmission reliability. Power transmission between regions is another hurdle to achieving higher levels of renewable integration with the grid. It is not always generated where power demand is high. Providing stable renewable power across the country requires improved energy transmission and storage options. And here is the maximum load plus export served by non-carbon resources. This is for the California ISO. Let me explain to you about this. This is the net load. Net load means load minus wind minus solar, because they have injected more wind and solar very, very high. You know that. The net load almost hit the conventional power plant. This is the nuclear power plant, and it is very, very bad. This is the oversupply, and they make some renewables curtailment. They cannot overcome these cases. They still think about how to overcome this case, even though they have storage right here, they have export right here, but because the supply of the solar and wind is very high, almost hit the base load generators, and it is the disadvantage for them.
Maybe your time is up.
Okay, thank you very much. So for the load curve of Sumatra, I'm gonna tell you later. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Teguh. We going to Miss Anna.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Teguh. First, I'm amazed by your experience. Yeah, your achievement is impressive. Nice to meet you. And this is very hot topic nowadays, and you seem to understand the topic well. It is really interesting for me, and unfortunately, you cannot tell the whole of your presentations, but I think this is very interesting topic, and you are doing it well. Well done. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Anna. Mr. Aryan, about renewable energy, about the topic.
Thank you, Mr. Teguh, for the presentation. I think you presented very well regarding the topics, but maybe my suggestion is in the future, maybe you can structure it more concise and decide which topics that you want to deliver, what are the main theme, and just stick to that, and not just putting some like flight of ideas into the presentation. Thank you.
All right, Brian, your time.
I thought you did a really good job. You stayed calm, relaxed. You had a slight hiccup there with not loading the presentation, but you didn't let it bother you at all. And that can make or break some people truly. So you did a great job. So sorry, let me get it loaded on new one. So that's really good. I had an excellent rate of speaking, very good flow to it, right? It wasn't choppy, it wasn't too rushed. You just kind of worked your way through it. Now, you didn't get a chance to finish, but I think that all of the material you had was very quality data, and you had excellent video visuals to go along with them, right? So I wish it would be nice to get to see it finished, but all in all, very nicely done. So.
Alright, thank you Brian. Thank you once again Teguh Alzazira Siregar from Unit Induk Penyaluran dan Pusat Pengatur Beban Sumatera. And our third contestant is Asri Fitri Luciana from Indonesia Power.
Hello.
Hi Asri, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good, hopefully.
Alright, how long do you prepare your presentation for today?
Well, not too long, but hopefully I can do well.
Alright, this is Asri Fitri Luciana from Indonesia Power.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Asri Fitri Luciana. I'm an officer of environment in PTPLN Indonesia Power Head Office. So in this moment, I would like to share some information about climate change. I think most of you already know and familiar with the term climate change, but today I would like to again stress about the importance of climate change by talking about the 5W1H of climate change. We will be discussing about what is climate change, where is it happening, how does climate change happen, why climate change matters, and to who it will affect. So, hopefully, by the end of this presentation, we can all know the 5W1H of climate change. And then, we can know the relation of it to the energy transition as a mitigation act. So first, here are some familiar words. We all know about greenhouse gas, global warming, climate change, but how does it correlate to one another? Well, I will be explaining to you pretty soon. And okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here is greenhouse gas. So greenhouse gas basically is a gas that naturally exists in the atmosphere and has the characteristic of absorbing heat rays. There are two kinds of greenhouse gas. The first one is natural greenhouse gas that already exists in the atmosphere, such as the carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, methane. And then there are greenhouse gas that are produced by humans, such as the HFCs and etc. All greenhouse gas are reported in CO2 equivalent. So we all know, because of the characteristic, greenhouse gas is like a blanket that covers the Earth's surface. Due to its characteristic of absorbing heat rays, it keeps us warm and comfortable, just like how we do sleeping under a blanket. And then, here comes the greenhouse effect. It is a phenomenon when heat rays are trapped in the atmosphere due to the presence of greenhouse gas as absorbers. This naturally occurring phenomenon keeps the Earth warm and comfortable as it is. Naturally, the sun radiates the Earth, then the heat are radiated to the atmosphere. Under normal conditions, more heat are released to the atmosphere and less heat are irradiated to the Earth's surface. But what happens if there are too many greenhouse gas present in the atmosphere? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the human-enhanced greenhouse effect. When more greenhouse gas released in the atmosphere, more heat are absorbed and less heat escapes into space. So what happens next? So here comes global warming and climate change. Due to more heat absorbed In the atmosphere, the average temperature of the Earth are increasing. This phenomenon is what we call the global warming. The greenhouse gas concentrations significantly increased after the 19th century during the pre-industrial level and have resulted in the temperature increase above 1 degree Celsius. So, how does it relate to climate change? Climate is determined by temperature and climate determining factors. Due to global warming, the climate gradually changed, starting from the change in physical conditions of the Earth. Atmosphere includes temperature and rainfall distribution, etc. And, well, okay. So maybe up to this point, maybe some of you are saying, okay, it's getting boring. You're just throwing theories here and there. So give us something real. Okay, people, I'm going to give you something real. So people, this is the outcomes of climate change. The increase of sea level, the meltings of Arctic ice, the drought, the wildfire, and floods everywhere. And know what? It's happening right now, everywhere, all around the world, and it's affecting everyone and everything. So to tackle that, climate policy were introduced through the UNFCCC. The purpose is to limiting the rate of greenhouse gas emissions released into the atmosphere, reducing the concentration of greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. Eventually, in the year 2016, an international treaty on climate change, namely Paris Agreement, was entered into force before firstly introduced in 2015. The central aim is to limit global average temperature increase below 2 degrees above pre-industrial level in the year 2030, and further efforts the limit to 1.5 degrees Celsius. In this treaty, it was agreed that all countries were obliged to join their efforts in reducing greenhouse gas. The commitment of each country is then conveyed in the form of nationally determined contribution. As for Indonesia, we have renewed our NDC in the enhanced NDC, with the national target are 31% reduction unconditionally and 43% reduction conditionally in the year 2030. And then some regulations are also put into force following it. So, think we are returned in? Now let's talk about the PLN Mitigation Act. So based on the Indonesia Enhanced NDC, energy is one of the biggest contributors of CO2, and thus, energy also have the second largest target of emission reduction as per stated in the Enhanced NDC. And we should be proud that PLN already start to make a move. In the COP26 in Glasgow, PLN has declared a commitment to achieve net zero emission by 2060. The initiative will be conducted through the Decarbonization Initiative for Fossil-Based Power Plants, increasing renewable energy in the energy mix, and then green ecosystem. The Decarbonization Initiative will be conducted through co-firing, carbon pricing, conversion to combined cycle, increasing the efficiency of the power plants. And then if we dive into details on the initiative on increasing renewable energy, PLN has already started to increase their renewable energy mix, starting from increasing renewable energy that already started now, and then eventually until 2030 and beyond, and then the addition of new energy in 2040, and lastly adding the coal CCS plus gas CCS in 2060. And in the end, eventually, PLN will be able to reach its net zero emission commitment by 2060. Okay, so maybe that's all I can share for today. Thank you for the opportunity and hope to be able to see you in the next round. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Asri, for the presentation, global warming, climate change, and also mitigation from PLN. Brian, how about the presentation of Asri?
Sure, I'd like to start. So you just seemed a little bit nervous at the beginning, talking a little bit quickly, but you slowed it down for a little while and then you picked it back up again. Just remember, breathing is super important, staying calm, and the speed or the pace at which you deliver your message. will help your listener understand it as well, right? If you're rushing through it, they may not catch it all, especially with such detailed information. Because you did have some very good information in there. It just, I even found myself going, "Whoop," trying to catch it all, right? So not at all bad by any means, just again, speak a little slower and try to have a bit more of a segue, right? So if you're going to be transitioning from talking about CO2 emission into, say, renewables of any kind, you can just say, well, that kind of wraps it up for the CO2 emission parts. There's obviously more we could talk about it, but for that, or for today, that's about it. Now let's go ahead and discuss renewable energies. So a bit of a segue, right? A way to move from one topic or one point to another. But all in all, really, wonderful job. I just think stay calm, get great information in there, and if you get another shot to do it, you'll do wonderful if you just remember to breathe and don't feel so much pressure. It's just like having a conversation, right? Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Miss Anna.
Yeah, thank you. I think your performance is very excellent and you have good pronunciation. I think the topic is quite general, but it is such a relief that more employees in PLN now is aware about climate change and energy transition strategy and the challenge PLN have in the couple years. So it's a good job.
Thank you, Miss Anna.
Aryan.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Asri, for the presentation. I think you did a good job in presenting the materials. But like Ms. Anna said, the topic is quite general, and maybe it is better if you may put more focus topics, and also, for example, you put more context into the PLN condition right now, like what is the implication or the impact of the climate change directly to PLN, and not only to the general society. All in all, good job.
All right.
Thank you,
very
Aryan.
much, judges. Thank you very much, Asri.
Thank you.
Three participants from various units had been shown their best in this elimination round, but what about our fourth contestant? She will give us their best. So please welcome Putu Ratna Kencana Dewi from Unit Induk Penyaluran dan Pusat Pengatur Beban, Kalimantan. Halo Putu.
Hello.
All right, I can hear your voice. Can you?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Can you do again? Maybe you can move your clip on.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Do you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Much better, yes.
Do you comfortable to?
Hello.
Yeah. All right.
Is it good?
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
good on my end.
All right.
Thank you so
This
much.
is our fourth contestant, Putu.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, judges. Meet me, Puturatna Kencana Dewi. I'm working as an officer in pengendalian konstruksi at PT PLN Persero, UPT Kalselteng, UIP 3B Kalimantan. And welcome to today's presentation. I'm delighted to have you all here with me in Zoom. Today, we're going to explore a topic that lies at the heart of Indonesia's progress, the incredible journey of value creation through infrastructure development at PT PLN Persero. I promise you, this is an exciting story that showcases how the state-owned electric utility company is taking excellence to a whole new level. Now, let's dive in. Imagine a vast network of power generation, transmission, and distribution system that spans across our beautiful nation. This is what PT PLN manages, ensuring that every home, every business, and every industry receive the electricity they need every single day. But it's not just about delivering electricity. It's about doing so efficiently and reliably. This is where the concept of value creation comes into play. PT PLN is committed to infrastructure development, expanding their system to ensure that the lights stay on and the wheels of progress keep turning. Now, what's even more fascinating in that PT PLN isn't sticking to the old ways. They are embracing innovation and technology such as smart grids and data analytics to monitor their operation in real time. This means they can respond quickly to changes in energy demand and address potential issues before they become major problems. It's all about working smarter, not harder. But there's even more to this remarkable story. PT PLN
Hi, Putu, your sons disappear. Hello, you hear me? Wait. Let's try to fix it. We still cannot hear you, Putu.
Hello, hello.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah.
Do you hear my voice?
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Hi, Putu. I think it's more comfortable if you can hold your clip on, maybe.
Okay, okay. Okay, sound.
Yeah, that's
Do you hear my
better.
voice,
That's
Mister?
much
Thank
better.
you. Okay, let me continue my presentation. Okay, PT PLN Persero is diligently integrating renewable energy sources like sunlight, wind, water, and heat from the earth into their infrastructure to reduce carbon emissions and contribute to a more sustainable future for our beloved nation. They are the first one is hydropower. As we know, Indonesia has lots of water, so PT PLN Persero is updating and growing its water-based power plants to make electricity from water, which is good for the earth. Like some location that we have been operating throughout Indonesia, namely PLTA Riam Kanan, that have 3 generators, each with a capacity of 10 megawatt, that located in Banjarbaru, South Kalimantan. Other example is PLTA Musi in Bengkulu, and PLTA Sigura-gura in Toba Samosir, PLTA Cirata in Purwakarta, PLTA Sulewana Poso in Poso, and many more. And the second one is geothermal energy. Indonesia has hot ground, so PT PLN Persero is making power plant to turn that heat into electricity. They are PLTP Ulumbu in Manggarai, PLTP Sokoria in Ende, and PLTP Mataloko in Ngada. And last but not least, solar and wind power. PT PLN Persero is putting up solar panels and wind turbines to catch the sun and wind's energy to make electricity and not depend on fossil fuels. The examples are PLTS Oil Puah in Kupang, PLTS Likupang in Minahasa, PLTB Mari Rotasi in Sipdrap, PLTB Jeneponto in Jeneponto, etc. PT PLN Persero has the opportunity to significantly propel Indonesia's energy sector into a cleaner and greener future by implementing this crucial measure. The first one is expand renewable energy. Invest in more solar, wind, and geothermal energy projects in areas where these resources are abundant. The second one is use energy storage. Store extra renewable energy using advanced batteries to ensure a steady supply even on cloudy or windless day. The next is upgrade the grid. Improve the electricity grid to handle renewable energy more efficiently, including better transmission and distribution networks. The next is involve communities. Work with local communities to explain the benefits of renewable energy. Listen to their consent and get their input. The next is support research. Invest in research to make renewable energy technology better and cheaper, often by partnering with universities and research able. The next is save energy, and then advocate for policies and educate everyone. The main challenge PLN Persero in achieving these goals is the need for carefully concentrate and synchronized effort to transition to renewable energy sources while simultaneously ensuring a stable and uninterrupted power supply. This involves infrastructure investment, regulatory and policy hardness, public awareness and acceptance, and intermittent energy sources. And last one is workforce training. Let's move on. If these challenges are successfully overcome, PT PLN Persero will step into a brighter future that brings positive impact not only for the company but also to Indonesia as a whole. However, what truly sets PT PLN apart is unwavering commitment to collaboration. They are not operating in isolation. PT PLN Persero actively engages with various stakeholders, exemplified by several meaningful activities. Firstly, they conduct community outreach programs, hosting meetings and workshops to listen to the concern of suggestion of local residents living near their energy projects. These ensure that their initiative align with the needs and expectation of the communities they serve. Secondly, PLN collaborates closely with government agencies, seeking regulatory compliance and advocating for policies that support the widespread adoption of renewable energy. And lastly, they establish partnership with industry experts and organizations fostering innovation and technical excellence in their clean energy endeavors. This collaborative efforts reflects PLN's dedication to work hand in hand with local communities, government bodies, and industry specialists to create a sustainable and positive impact on energy development. This collaborative spirit ensures that projects align with the needs of the people they serve. It's about creating a positive impact together. So, whether it's expanding the networks, embracing cutting-edge technology, promoting clean energy, or fostering meaningful collaboration with stakeholders, PT PLN Persero's journey of value creation through infrastructure development is all about increasing Indonesia's energy landscape for the benefit of every citizen. And there you have it, folks. A comprehensive look at how PT PLN Persero is shaping the future of energy in Indonesia through value creation and infrastructure development. Thank you for your attention. Until next time, stay charged and keep shining bright. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Keep shining bright. All right, Putu. Brian.
Yes, so very nicely done. Excellent job at putting emphasis on the correct word to make the point stand out. That's not always the easiest thing to do, so you did a very good job at that. Really good job at pausing for effect as well. Again, not always second nature, right? So it's obviously you've been very well practiced and you came very prepared. Good attitude. I like the confidence. That's awesome. Goes a long way. And
thank you so much.
Excuse my voice is barely hanging on here. But you had a bit of a technical issue and you didn't let it bother you. You had a very nice recovery from it. You just fixed the issue and then moved on. That can be very to get past. So I got to say, very nicely done. Good job.
All right.
Thank you
Brian.
so much, Mr.
Aryan.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Putu, for the presentation. I think it's also a unique perspective that you present on how you see that all infrastructure development conducted by PT PLN is creating value to the community and it's like I'm hearing to the announcers. So good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, Miss Anna.
Okay, thank you. This is very comprehensive presentations, I think. But I still think that your topic is very wide in general. So suggestion for next time, you might narrow down the topic to be more specific. So you could add detail or interesting fact about the topic. Such as green transmissions or green energy in your unit, or maybe more specific about the regulations of or transition energy mechanism, something like that. But I think overall your performance and presentation is good.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, judges. Good job, Putu Ratna Kencana Dewi from Unit Induk Penyaluran dan Pusat Pengatur Beban, Kalimantan.
Thank you.
To all the contestants, before we continue, I'd like to remind again to all the contestants to stay more confident, not to rush, so the judges could understand what you're trying to say, explore your English, and don't forget to check your network. So thus the volume is on. So please welcome our fifth contestant, Putri Permatasari from Kantor Pusat Divisi Perbendaharaan.
Hello everyone.
Hello, Putri.
Hello.
Are you feeling today?
I'm a little bit nervous
Alright.
because everyone is very good.
Alright, are you confident to go to the next round?
I hope so.
Alright, this is Putri Permatasari from Kantor Pusat Divisi Perbendaharaan.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Good day everyone. Welcome. Pak Aryan Maro, Bu Ana, Brian, and our third parties. Thank you all for attending today. This is specific event of centralized payment, a game changer in PLN transformation. I'm Putri from Treasury Division. I will be your coordinator in this key changes briefing. Before we dive into our topic, I hope you don't mind hearing a poem This one came from my partner. Thank you. Innovation meets tradition, a union so rare. Centralized payment beyond compare. PLN transformation ever on the rise. With centralized payment, the future fly. Okay, without any further ado, let's move on to our key changes briefing. Just for a quick note, we are introducing you to the PLN transformation program on centralized payments. We'll also give you a quick rundown of the changes that the program has brought about and what will happen next. As we know, PLN transformation has 4 goals. 1, green, 2, lean, and innovative, and the last one, customer focus. Centralized payment based on the goals of one PLN business transformation philosophy that we call lean. So, what is the benefit of rolling out a centralized payment? The first one, feasibility, reliability, and control. With SAP linked to the desktop management system, we can see real-time information, but payments, prices, and analytics data that can help us make decisions. Our PLN teams can use analytics data to do things like set up and set on payments for specific activities. And second, optimization working capital. Payment is centralized and standardized at the PLN head office, which maintains money management for the unit and preserves cash on hand. Third, transparency and satisfaction of PLN partners. For PLN partners' convenience, the vendor invoicing portal application gives progress updates on submitted invoices, so both the collection and payment process are transparent and can be tracked at the same time. I want to emphasize about payment status updates. You know, one of my peers said that she had been hunted by tons of WhatsApp messages from vendor asking when their invoice would be paid, although it was submitted just yesterday. It's like deja vu, right? No, I'm not referring to PLN third parties in the Zoom room, or maybe vendors in another room. Just kidding. No need to worry. You can now check your payment status through the VIP application. We will talk about VIP on the next slide. And the last one, efficiency and effectiveness. Centralized payment is a new initiative related to PLN's transformation efforts in standardizing, digitizing, and improving payment procedures to make them faster, more effective, and more efficient. Maybe we are wondering what effects we will see if we use centralized payment. The first one, transparency between PLN and vendor. Nah, this is what I mentioned before. PLN's third parties will use the vendor invoicing portal. Now, you can send subcopies of collection and payment documents to the VIP, which also lets you check the status of your submissions and ensure your records are correct. The VIP integrated with various systems such as SAP, tax, budget, AMS, and many more. So, next, integration and acceleration of the payment process. From our side, we will use vendor invoice management. The FIM system is a new idea that will automate the examination of physical documents and make users follow established business standards. The last one, feasibility monitoring and data analysis. The person in charge and PLN payment teams can now focus on strategy analysis tasks, while the VIP and teams take on less administrative work. This lets keep them developing new ways to bill and process payments. Our liquidity and hedging team, for instance, uses team, plan, and analyze cash management for maybe this week, or maybe they want to plan for the next week, or maybe next month, yearly, monthly, quarterly. It's pretty much easier. We are proud to tell you that PLN has put centralized payment into implementation in 34 pilot units. Since 2022, starting in October, it will be ready for use in all PLN units. In centralized payment, there have been 18 transactions so far that cover the payment process. However, only 9 transactions are planned for fourth wave, and all of them will go live immediately. Are you still with me? This is a new process of purchase orders and non-purchase order invoices. For point 1, there are no changes to billing document provisions. You only have to check payment requirements based on the contract. And for point 2 and 3, we will explain the details in technical briefing after this, like how many characters you can VIP, a standard for invoice or receipt, and so on. Please be aware, after all of this process, if the document is complied, vendors can monitor billing documents approval or rejection status via the VIP. The vendor will be notified if the billing document has passed verification and will enter the payment process. So, could it be this easy? If you ask me, it can be simple, as long as you follow the payment requirement. Now, in conclusion, there are several differences between as-is condition and to-be condition. We begin with simplicity. Before centralized payment, vendors must send paper copies of documents, often excessive documents. For example, you must send 3 to 5 copies of receipt. Now, once you pass centralized payment, you can send soft copies of invoice, submission ID, and supporting papers like receipt via online. And PLN can process them before the hard copies arrive. In this way, it can save time and make the documentation easier. And next, transparency. You don't need to contact the users at the unit or us every day. No. In the future, you can check the status of your invoice straight in VIP. Before we wrap up, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to submit in the Q&A in the bottom of your screen. And finally, my partner will take it from here. Thank you everyone for having me. Have a nice day and keep healthy. See you soon after the break.
All right, it's gonna sound like a podcast, right, Putri?
Okay.
All right. I want to hear a comment from Brian.
Putri, I thought you said you were nervous. You did a great job. You didn't seem like you were nervous at all. First thing he said is, I'm nervous. And then he came out and he just sounded so cool, casual, and put together. So
really?
That's got to be number. Oh, absolutely. You just sounded just as normal as can be, like a normal conversation. You had good pace to it. You weren't rushing through it and feeling like you had to get it out before you forgot it, which is very common, right? When you get too nervous. You just had the conversation, right? So that was really good. Sorry, I have a couple notes here. I think it's great that you felt comfortable, able to tell a few stories and a little joke there. That's always really good. Again, it doesn't show signs of nerves, it signs of confidence. So I was really surprised after your start just came out like that. So it was really good to see. again, I have to bring up the segue again. Just a sentence to transition from one point or one topic to another, right? Just so it's not quite so abrupt, or you don't have quite as long of a pause. Pausing is crucial at the right point and the right length. If I pause like that, it's weird, right? If I just pause like, it's not so bad. So it's all about practice.
Prepare, but I forgot.
It's okay. It's all about practice, right? I just wanted to bring it up, any kind of constructive criticism, because it was such a good job that if you're looking for something to help you out on, it would be that, right? Just the little things. The emphasis on the words was very nice. It's just a little bit clunky between the transitions, right? So just try to work on that, and then it's going to be a polished gem. So nice job.
All right. Mr. Aryan, do you have any question from Putri Permatasari podcast?
I don't have any question, but actually it's a good presentation. The topic is concise, all explained very well. Simple explanation regarding how centralized payment works in PLN, what's the benefits, what's the before and after the centralized payment, and it is explained very well. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Pak.
Miss Anna.
Yeah, I think I agree with Aryo that your presentation has strong point when you explains the difference before centralized payment and after the centralized payment. But however, I think the presentation itself is quite wordy. Too many words. I think maybe next time you could make it simpler so people can get your idea easier. But after all, this is a very great presentation. Thank you.
Noted. Makasih, Bu.
Thank you very much, Putri Matasari from Terpusat Divisi Perbendaharaan. Please welcome, this is our sixth contestant, Muhammad Yusuf from Unit Induk Distribusi, Jawa Timur. Hi Yusuf, piye kabare?
Hello, that's great. I'm fine, thank you.
All right, this is Muhammad Yusuf, seems ready for bring the idea. Please welcome, this is Muhammad Yusuf from Unit Induk Distribusi, Jawa Timur.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, our favorite host, PO committee, and also our fellow participants. I'm feeling very honored at this afternoon to present to you my slides titled Small Modular Reactor, abbreviated as SMR, the most impactful transistor. No pun intended. A little bit of myself. My name is Muhammad Yusuf. I've dedicated my career in PLN for 7 years, currently serving at ULP Babat as distribution engineer. And in my university years, I studied electrical engineering. And I said earlier, the most impactful transistors. Transistor here is not an electrical component. It's actually, what I mean is the main subject of energy transitions. Energy transitions is a structural change in technical electrical engineering, and followed by social change. And this would be daunting. It's a hard challenge for us at PLN. And actually, I proposed SMR, or nuclear reactor, latest technology of nuclear reactor. And I got here the proof of the 7 countries represented by 7 pie charts. And in each of the charts, there are colors that represent the energy that they produce to tackle the challenges of energy transitions. And as we can see, as the color green here on 5 countries, or state here, Ontario in Canada, most of the countries, they tackle the energy transitions using nuclear energy. And as we zoomed in one of our country, top nuclear producer is France. And as you can see, they achieved 99% carbon free at 16 September, 3 days ago at this year. And as you can see, most of their energy is produced by nuclear, and they could actually sell their energy to their neighboring countries like Belgium, Swiss, Germany, Spain, the enormous Britain, and also the Italy. And we are moving on to background on our backyard in our own country. The electricity generation by source in Indonesia is mostly dominated by coal here in the color of pinkish purple. And meanwhile, in our renewables, it's a little, yeah, it's contributing. It's honest word, but not much. And in the renewable sector, we zoomed in. We have years in the x-axis here until the year of 2020, and the y-axis we represent it by the energy produced calculated by terawatt hour. And mostly our renewables is supplied by geothermal. We could not see solar or wind over here. And why I propose nuclear? Because there are studies that I also read that we in Indonesia we got uranium deposit in Western Kalimantan. This is the title, the top journal screenshot that I post is the uranium deposit that is they got in the Western Kalimantan. And the second article that I post is the public opinion survey on nuclear energy in Indonesia. The main idea is most of our people, most of our society supports the nuclear power plant. The percentage is about 70 to 78% of the public that surveyed. They are supporting the nuclear energy. And also we got the target of net zero emission by 2060 by Indonesian government, and the nuclear energy is starting from 2049, about another 30 years approximately will enter our generation system. This is a statement from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources last year. And then the second one is Indonesia has a greater depth of experience and infrastructure in nuclear technology than any other country in Southeast Asia. It's proven by our experimental reactors that installed in Serpong, and then in the Institute Technology of Bandung, and also in University of Gajah Mada and at Jogja. And the third one is safety design and studies by Batan for 10 megawatts experimental power reactor. Last year is proposed and finally drafted. And then the last one is the plans for larger units are delayed. Deployment in 2040, 45 is envisaged. They are using the word envisaged. It's meaning it's very detailed and very concise plan, not the word envisioned, which is hypothetically or theoretically. This is by Batan supporting the ministry, and this is also cited by World Nuclear Agency. And this is the experimental reactor that I've told you earlier in Serpong that has finished drafted by 2022, presented in the current government. And basically in nuclear power that they are experimenting is the old technology. This is the second generation of nuclear energy, but the scale is small because it produced 10 megawatts projected. The system is fuel. The fuel reactor is heating the water, and then the water is converted into steam, and the pressurized steam is used to rotate the turbine, which connected to the generator, and it produces the electricity. And this is the latest nuclear technology advancements. This is the fourth generation, which is the international market has been researching. We got mostly they are not using water because some of them are they are using sodium, lead, gas. When they are using water, they're using the SCWR, the supercritical water reactor, molten salt, and then the very high temperature reactor. And then this is how a nuclear reactor scaled down into the small modular reactor. There are 4 steps. The first is the modularization and factory build. We are hitting the scale effect, and then the design simplification. The example is limitation of energy planning zones, and then the series effect, reduction of construction time and cost, and then opening towards new specific markets, harmonization. This is the energy and the outside of energy beyond KWH. Currently, in the international race on nuclear technology, there are so many researching nuclear technology, as you can see, and maybe you could research it later from these abbreviations and all. Good luck. And then this is the advantages of the 4th generation of the nuclear power plants. Actually, when you want to decide what type of SMR would you like to be using, you should focusing on the reactor types. The first one is there are 6 choices if you're using the 4th generation. And then the second one is the reactor size, the power reactor. It's a huge scale. The SMR, the mid-range, the small one, and the micro reactor, or like we are using in the experimental, the tiny producing nuclear power. And also the last one is the application. What's your focus on your main goal of your nuclear power plant? Is it for cogeneration application? Maybe hydrogen production? Because one of the nuclear power plant waste is hydrogen. Maybe you could create another source of fuel, hydrogen fuel, another renewables. That's a win-win. So yeah, that's the 3 posts that we should hit when you want to choose SMR. And the SMR safety features, this is the hardest thing when you want to try to convince society that the hardest part of the nuclear power plant is the safety feature. The nuclear is not Oppenheimer or Chernobyl, boom, boom, shake bang like that. It's actually not a rocket science. It's thermodynamics actually. It's like our thermos. It has many insulations and also safety features. That every safety features is supporting another safety features. As you can read here, there are 4 stages of the technology to protect the nuclear fuel core. The current development, as you can see here, is there are a lot of efforts that our government trying to do, and also the challenge. And this is the possible breakthrough, converting the coal power plant into a nuclear power plant. We just demolish the coal power plant and then install the nuclear reactor.
Your time is up. You want?
Yep. Conclusion and thank you. Go nuclear, go now. Thank you very much.
Go now. How about the ideas coming from Yusuf, Mr. Aryan?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Yusuf, for the presentation. I think it's also for the Asian SMR and you help. But like you know that I think the topic is regarding the SMR, the most impactful transistor, right? And you cover a lot regarding the nuclear power plant and also the SMR, but I think there's a possibility to explore more on why the SMR is the game changer and why the SMR is the most impactful transistor in your opinion. And it's not that much covered in your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aryan. Miss Anna.
Okay, I think your material is good. You present it and also brief. I like how you are really relaxed to present your material presentations, and it's also informative for me. I don't know much about nuclear power plant, but I think I understand quite a bit now that nuclear is really easy to implement in Indonesia. So it's a good job.
Hi, Brian, how Yusuf deliver the presentation?
Sure, thanks, Yusuf. You were definitely calm, but perhaps you may want to reverse a little bit more. There are a lot of ums and ahs kind of thrown in the mix there. I say them and we all say them, right? But usually when we're just coming up with things off the top of our heads, it's like a filler to define words. Just a little bit more professional. You want to just refine that a little bit into a way where you can remove some of that and then maybe try not to be so monotone. It became very almost like, yep, this is what you do on a daily basis and it's nothing exciting. Well, I actually think that SMRs are really exciting. I'd like to see them in the future. You did break them down pretty cool. Do my own little research on it. I do hope that they will be at least part of our energy needs in the future. But I just felt like you were speaking as if it was like ho-hum, like, oh, you know, just the new nuclear reactors, right? So just put a little bit more soul, if you will, into it. But it was a good presentation. I just thought you could have been a little bit more prepared and had a little bit more personality when discussing such a hopefully bright future for our energy needs.
All right, thank you, judges. Thank you, Muhammad Yusuf. Go
Thank you.
clear. Contestant got many insight from the judges, so hopefully our next contestant could understand it and adapt it to their presentation. So our sixth contestant is Azmil Muftakor IMI Distribusi Jawa Tengah dan DI Yogyakarta. Azmi.
Hi.
Before you start the presentation, I want to hear a yell from PLN from you.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes, is it okay?
All right, here we go. Azmi.
PLN, berakhlak, andal, terbaik.
Azmi Mutakor Imami from Unit Induk Distribusi Jawa Tengah dan DI Yogyakarta. Share your ideas.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Azmil Muftakor, and let's discuss the key steps and initiatives taken by PLN to transition towards a sustainable energy future in Indonesia. Energy sector is the largest emitter of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. In turn, change in climate can disrupt energy networks themselves and pose safety risks to people. Climate change is a challenge, but it can be an opportunity to undertake through sustainable development. Energy transition is the pathway towards transformations of energy systems from fossil-based to net zero carbon, and it includes number of factors. First, there are matters of efficiency, where renewable energy needs to be competitive against traditional energy sources. Electrification is another important factor in the energy transition and the move towards decarbonization. Decarbonization itself requires grid stability and resilience, which is being supported by digitalization in power plant management and smart grids. Energy storage is another important factor in the transition in order to provide a reliable resource through a joined-up energy mix. But why is energy transition important? First, energy means more renewable energy sources. The sources are available, widely distributed, and can be harnessed locally, reducing the need for long-distance energy transportation. Second, job creation and economic growth. The transition to renewable energy creates new job opportunities in manufacturing, installation, maintenance, and research sectors. Investing in green energy technologies stimulates economic growth, fosters innovation, and attracts investments. Last, energy access and affordability. Transitioning to renewable energy can bring affordable and accessible electricity to remote and underprivileged communities. This system can provide reliable power to areas with limited access to the grid, bridging the energy gap, and also promoting social equity. But there are also challenges in energy transition, such as infrastructure and grid integration, cost competitiveness, and also political and policy support. This is where the governments must provide clear and stable regulatory and investment frameworks on renewable energy. Aside from what I've mentioned before, let's not forget one thing: a just energy transition. It is the process of shifting from fossil fuel to cleaner and more sustainable alternatives in a way that is fair and equitable for all stakeholders involved. One of the key principles of a just energy transition is ensuring that no one is left behind. Efforts should be made to provide support and resources to vulnerable communities, such as low-income households or communities that heavily rely on fossil fuels, to help them adapt to the change of the new energy systems. Furthermore, a just energy transition requires active participation and engagement from all stakeholders. Indonesia is facing multiple challenges to meet its increasing energy demand, provide equitable access to electricity, and realize its commitment to significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. To achieve emission reduction targets by 2050, Indonesia will have to focus on a broad range of options in the energy sector. As the state-owned utility company that is responsible for electricity generation and distribution in Indonesia, PLN plays a crucial role in driving the energy transition in Indonesia. With the nation's commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and increasing the share of renewable energy in its energy mix, PLN faces the challenge of implementing a comprehensive energy transition strategy. PLN has been actively increasing the capacity of renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal in its power generation portfolio. This involves the construction of new renewable energy power plants and the utilization of existing facilities to maximize renewable energy potential across the nation. PLN has also implemented various ways to encourage private sector involvement in renewable energy development. These initiatives aim to attract investments and promote the growth of renewable energy projects in collaboration with the private sector. Developing a robust transmission and distribution infrastructure are also important to support the integration of renewable energy sources. This involves upgrading existing infrastructure, building new transmission lines, and implementing smart grids to enhance grid flexibility and reliability. Collaboration with Indonesian government must strongly build to align its energy transition efforts with national policies and targets. This includes working together to develop supportive regulations, streamline permitting process, and provide incentives for renewable energy investments. And then to increase community engagement and energy access, PLN is actively involved in rural electrification initiatives to provide electricity access to remote communities. This includes implementing decentralized renewable energy systems, such as solar home systems and mini-grids, to ensure reliable and affordable electricity for underserved areas. PLN also conducts awareness campaigns and educational programs to promote energy conservation, efficiency, and the benefits of renewable energy among consumers. This fosters a culture of sustainable and encourages the adoption of energy-efficient practices. PLN implementation of energy transition initiatives in Indonesia is a crucial step towards achieving a sustainable and low-carbon energy future. Through the integration of renewable energy source, strengthening grid infrastructure, and collaborating with the government and private sector, PLN is driving the shift towards cleaner and more sustainable energy generation and distribution. By ensuring energy access for all, PLN is working towards a future where Indonesia's energy needs are met in an environmentally responsible and socially inclusive manner. Thank you and good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much for your ideas and presentation. So, Brian,
Asmil, you're very calm, nice and relaxed, which was good to see. You didn't get carried away. You remembered to breathe, which was very good. Excellent timing for your transitions or your segues. You did a good job with that. Good choice of vocabulary, and really good job on your pausing for emphasis, right? So that's basically all I have. You did a really nice job. I thought the topic was interesting, and if anything I could say is maybe try to have a little bit more personality into it. It seemed maybe a little bit cold, but it's probably because maybe you're a little nervous and it was just really practice. But other than that, you did a really good job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brian. Miss Anna.
Next, Miss
Asmil.
Asmil. Okay. Thank you. I enjoy your presentations. I think it's the way you deliver it is awesome and informative. But maybe for the number you present, I suggest you to put the sources of informations, because when you put like 79% of utility size solar panel for energy mix in 2050, I don't know. Do you think it's a correct number, Mr. Arion? Just I think it's too big. But, my suggestion is that you put the source of your informations. Yes. But after all, it is very good.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Anna. Mr. Arion.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. I think your presentation covers a very wide range of topics in the energy transitions, and it's not necessarily bad, but maybe it's better if you can focus on something, on certain topics, and you can dig more into that rather than just exploring everything and put everything into the presentation, so that we can have something to focus on in your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Asmil. vote to our 8th contestant is Indah Permatasari from PLN Batam. Hi, Indah.
Test. Can you hear my voice?
Can you level up your
Test.
sound?
Test. Can you hear my voice?
Here, but a little bit.
Test.
Yep.
How about now?
All right. You want to
Test. How about now?
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Is it getting louder?
Yes. You want to
Okay.
hold your clip on or yeah. All right.
Sorry?
Yes.
Okay,
So
I will just continue do my presentation.
All right. This is Indah Permatasari. Please present your ideas.
A pleasant afternoon, esteemed judges, fellow competitors, and honored guests who are present in this online meeting. My name is Indah Permatasari, and I'm Human Research from PLN Batam. Today, I am excited to share with you our journey here at PLN Batam towards a greener and more sustainable energy in the future. But before I begin to talk to you about green energy transition, I would like to ask a few questions about where we are today. Don't you think that hot seasons are hotter than ever? And do you realize that we are consuming more and more power every day? Have you ever thought when this will end? Do we even want it to end? These questions are incredibly complex, but the takeaway is clear. We need to eliminate fossil fuels and do what we must. And who better to move us forward have been in the energy business for many years. We at PLN Batam dare to lead the way to provide answers to all these questions. Let's see the reasons why we should eliminate fossil fuels. Our dependence on fossil fuels has drastically increased in recent years and continue to increase despite of its costs, such as extreme weather changes, frequent increase in oil prices, air and water pollution. This is an illustration of how fossil fuels can pollute our environment. This data shows how much fossil fuels are depleted annually. According to CNN, as the Minister of Energy revealed that fossil energy still dominate at 87.4%. Meanwhile, the renewable energy is only 12.6%. And he estimates that Indonesia's fuel reserve will run out in 15 years. So, what do we do then? Should we wait for this to happen or do something now? Climate change looms as an undeniable challenge, urging us to urgently embrace cleaner, greener alternatives. Solar panel system, they harness the sun's bundle energy, offering a way forward in our journey here to a greener world. PLN Batam has taken bold steps to successfully implement the use of solar panel system, starting with industrial and business sector, which is consumed around 63.8% or equal to around 80 million megawatt hour. This gives us an idea on how much energy this sector could potentially generate using solar panel system. This is one of our existing solar panels with a capacity of 1 megawatt, which can provide of electricity needs of a village in Tanjung Uma, or it's equal to around 500 residences. PLN Batam has successfully linked up with several big partners such as like Satnusa Persada, McDermott, Sinergi All Nusantara, and other companies producing around 900 million kilowatt hour for 20 years. This will strengthen and fast-track our vision of a cleaner and reliable energy. These are the long-term benefits of our projects. First, the successful implementation of solar panels in the industrial company has led to substantially reduced energy costs, leading to lower energy prices since PLN Batam has provided the infrastructure and installation of the solar panel system totally free of charge. Customers only have to pay for their monthly energy consumptions and will get 5% discount based on their grid costs. Carbon emission tax has also reduced based on the capacity of the solar panels system. Isn't it that great? The second benefit is energy independence. Our new system allows industry to generate their own power, reducing their reliance on the grid, thus having more efficiency, provide the increasing demands in the future. Similarly, the system will eventually make it possible for household users to benefit from energy independence, gaining control over their energy production and consumption, which leads me to my third point. Solar panel systems not only lower electricity bills, but also generate the surplus energy that is fed back into the grid, driving efficiency and reducing costs for all. The fourth benefit is long-term investment for PLN Batam that pays over the years. At the moment, there are 363,190 companies who are yet to convert to our new system, which translates to a total monthly consumption of about 4,000 gigawatt hour of electricity. The bottom line is we have a lot of work to do. We need to continue to build more solar panel systems that make significant impact to decrease the use of fossil fuels itself. Only logical to do. The time to act is now. With this step, through collaboration and innovation, we have taken PLN Batam to be the leader in green energy transition, not only in Indonesia, but in the whole Southeast Asia region. We shouldn't have the illusion that it's going to be happen by itself. Cooperation is a key to our success. We need the support of the government. We need PLN to push through the development of technology that is more affordable for everyone. Together with our partners and allies, I believe we can achieve to a better future to unleash energy and beyond. Last but not least, don't forget to vote for me by visiting bit.ly/voteplnb. I am determined to win and give my best in this competition. Wish me luck. Thank you.
All right, I will vote for you and for all the contestants today.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so Miss Anna.
Yeah, I think your presentation is interesting. It is eye-pleasing too. Thank you. A good effort more to make attractive presentations. Do you make it yourself, Serinda?
Yes. Yes, I make it by myself.
Oh, using what? Canva? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
It is a very good presentation.
Yeah, I want to just like a storyteller. I want to tell our projects that support this energy transition, right? That's what I want to tell to you about.
All right, Brian.
Okay, so I thought you started out very confident, very strong. You seemed very comfortable giving your speech. You used emphasis in the correct way to make a point, which was very good.
Thank you.
A couple of very minor mistakes like pronunciation and stuff, but with practice, of course, that will get better. And also, you didn't let it bother you or catch you up. You just kept carrying on, which I can't stress enough how important that is, because it can be very difficult to do that. And you did a wonderful job of just keeping going, getting on with the point, and not letting it bother you. Also, very good use of visuals, and you had a very nice tone of voice, just the right amount of energy now. So, good job.
All right,
Yeah, thank you so
Brian.
much,
Mr.
sir.
Aryan, Solar Energy from Indah Permatasari.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Indah, for the presentation. I think it's a quite good presentation and also a quite interesting point of view when you put solar power, solar photovoltaics in the industry and you gain benefits from that, because a lot of people, or maybe another point of view is if we push rooftop solar PV in PLN, it may reduce our revenue. But you provide another point of view where maybe we are not losing all the revenue, but maybe we can gain something, and we can use this solar PV booming to also get benefit from that. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you so
Indah,
much.
seems your team is really support you, because the news line like vote Indah Permatasari in the text line. So the comment or the insight from judges, are you confident to going to the next round?
Of course, I am.
All right, thank you very much, Indah. All right, this is contestant number 9. This is Alex Munandar. Hello, Alex.
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah. All right. How
Am I
many
clear?
times you practice your presentation?
For many times that I can count.
All right. In the front of mirror, in the bathroom, right?
Yeah, of course.
Before you sleep.
I practice a lot, yeah.
All right. This is Alex Munandar from Kantor Pusat Divisi Legal, Manajemen Risiko dan Kepatuhan. Present your ideas.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to address one of the most pressing issues of our time, the urgent need of an energy transition toward clean energy. As we are all aware, climate change poses a grave threat to our planet, and it is imperative that we take decisive action to combat its devastating impact. Carbon emissions have played a significant role in exacerbating the effects of climate change. The burning of fossil fuels for energy generation has released vast amount of greenhouse gases into our atmosphere, leading to rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and the loss of precious ecosystems. We can no longer ignore the consequence of our actions. The time for change is now. Across the world, there has been a growing movement to combat climate change through initiatives aimed at reducing carbon emissions. Governments, organizations, and individuals alike are uniting in a common purpose to protect our planet for future generations. Transitioning to clean energy sources is a vital part of this collective effort. Here in Indonesia, the state-owned enterprise PLN has taken bold steps to contribute to the energy transition toward clean energy. Recognizing the critical role that electricity generation plays in emissions, PLN has devised a comprehensive program to reduce its environmental footprint. One of PLN's remarkable initiatives is the construction of new renewable energy power plants. The Majestic Hydro Power Plant harnesses the power of flowing water to generate clean electricity. providing sustainable energy for thousands of households. This project not only produces clean energy, but also stimulates local economies and create job opportunities. The Jatiluhur hydropower plant, located in West Java, is a testament to the nation's commitment to sustainable energy. This hydropower plant takes advantage of the abundant water resources in the region to generate clean electricity efficiently. With a capacity of 186 megawatts, it not only reduces carbon emissions, but also plays a pivotal role in ensuring energy security for Indonesia. The Jatiluhur hydropower plant is a prime illustration of how Indonesia is harnessing its natural resources to transition toward a greener and more sustainable energy future, benefiting both the environment and the economy. In addition to hydropower, PLN has made significant strides in developing wind power projects. The iconic wind power turbines, with their graceful blades spinning in the breeze, capture wind energy to produce electricity without releasing harmful emissions. These wind farms have become a symbol of Indonesia's commitment to sustainability and have made substantial contribution to carbon reduction efforts. As a shining example of Indonesia's dedication to renewable energy, the PL Grup, located in the scenic Sidrap Regency of South Sulawesi, stands as a symbol of progress. This impressive wind power plant boasts a capacity of approximately 75 megawatts, harnessing the power of the region's consistent and robust wind pattern. Turbines, with their blades gracefully turning in the breeze, generate clean electricity without emitting harmful greenhouse gases. PLTB Sidrap not only contributes significantly to Indonesia's renewable energy capacity, but also showcases the nation's commitment to sustainability on a global scale. This pioneering project is a testament to the transformative power of wind energy, aligning seamlessly with PLN's broader strategy to reduce carbon emissions and embrace cleaner, greener alternatives for a sustainable energy future. Furthermore, PLN has been investing heavily in solar power installations across the archipelago. Taking advantage of Indonesia's abundant sunlight, this solar project not only generates electricity cleanly and efficiently, but also promote energy independence for remote communities. By bringing renewable energy to previously underserved areas, PLN is empowering communities and reducing their reliance on fossil fuels. Nestled within the heart of our beautiful archipelago is the Cirata Reservoir, a vast extent of water that holds great potential. It is here that we find the PLTS Cirata, or Cirata Flowing Solar Power Plant, a project that exemplifies our nation's dedication to a clean energy future. PLTS Cirata is a game changer, boasting an impressive capacity of 145 megawatts, making it not only the first, but also the largest floating solar PV installation in Southeast Asia. As the graceful solar panels float serenely on the reservoir surface, they harness the power of the sun to generate clean electricity. This innovative approach maximizes our solar energy potential while also addressing water conservation concerns. The cooling effect of the water enhances the efficiency of the solar panels, contributing to their overall performance. PLTS Cirata represent a powerful symbol of sustainability and innovation, offering a blueprint for harnessing the sun's energy in harmony with Indonesia's natural resources. Additionally, PLN has been at the forefront of research and development in geothermal energy. Harnessing the Earth's natural heat, geothermal power plants provide a continuous and reliable source of clean electricity. reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, and mitigating the impact of climate change. Indonesia, with its abundant geothermal resources, has become a global leader in geothermal energy development, setting an inspiring example for the world. The advantages of this initiative extend far beyond preserving our environment. Embracing clean energy not only mitigates the harmful effects of climate change, but also open up new opportunities for economic growth, job creation, and technological innovation. By investing in renewable energy, we can thrive society for generations to come. As we forge ahead with this energy transition, we must also recognize the positive impact it will have on the well-being of humankind. Cleaner air means healthier lives, improved public health, and reduced healthcare costs. By leaving behind our reliance on fossil fuels, we are paving the way for a brighter and healthier future for all. However, let us not forget that this journey towards clean energy is just the beginning. We must remain committed to progress and innovation. Our effort today will determine the world of our children and grandchildren inherit tomorrow. By staying resolute in our pursuit of sustainability, we can secure a prosperous future for humanity. In conclusion, the time has come for us to act decisively to combat climate change and transition toward clean energy. Through PLN's dedicated initiatives and groundbreaking projects like PLTS Cirata, Indonesia is leading the way in this global endeavor. By reducing carbon emissions and embracing renewable energy, we not only safeguard our environment, but also unlock a world of opportunities for economic growth and well-being. Let's unite in this noble cause, for it is together that we can make a lasting impact. The path to a sustainable future is clear, and it is up to us to walk it with determination, hope, and vision. Thank you for your attention, and may we all rise to the challenge of energy transition toward clean energy with courage and conviction. Together, let us create a greener and more sustainable world for generations to come. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much Alex Munandar from Kantor Pusat Divisi Legal Manajemen Risiko dan Kepatuhan. How about Miss Anna?
Okay, Alex, thank you for your presentations. I think your performance is great and you have good pronunciation, very good PowerPoint. But however, I think the topic is quite wide and general. Maybe because you are from risk or legal, I expect that you could see the energy transitions from risk or legal point of view to make the topic more interesting. But
thank you.
This is very.
Thank you, Ms. Anna.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, good job, Alex. You're well spoken. You did a very good job of pausing and using emphasis on the correct words at the right time to make your point. That was all done very well. I do like the idea of geothermal. I think it's along with small nuclear module reactors are going to be part of our future, hopefully, to meet our energy needs. But I thought it was maybe just a little bit monotone. I think you practiced it quite a bit, and maybe to the point a little bit too much, right? If you get what I mean, it should still come across as somewhat spontaneous and try to have a little more feeling in the tone of your voice, right? But all in all, you did a very good job on the performance. I just wanted to see a little bit more personality thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Mr. Aryan?
Thank you, Mr. Alex, for the presentation. It's to the presentation, well delivered. And as Miss Anna said, in my opinion, also the topic is quite wide and in general. And I think you can add some information or insights from risk analysis or risk point of view to put more something more interesting in the topics, because in my opinion the presentation is quite general and no explanation on why you each specific power plant projects. So yeah, I think next time can put
thank you.
the risk point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aryan.
Thank you, Mr. Aryan. Thank you very much. Once again, Alex Munender. We're coming to the end of last contestant is Doni Riyadi Saksono from Nusantara Power. Hi, Doni.
Jake, hi everyone.
What are you doing during your time for presentation? To be your
Manage my breathing because nervous, and also Bismillah every second, and every single thing that I can control my nervous absolutely. But
do you feel
I'm ready.
the pressure? You see the another contestant, 9 contestant?
Yeah, no, because God always keep me in the track maybe, but yeah, I know if I have to win this competition, God always destined me to get this, but if not, yeah, I'm believing God.
All right, this is Doni from Nusantara Power.
All right, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, thank you for the opportunity that given to me. I'm feeling blessed. I'm very, very happy to be here today. Wow, particularly to be the part of PAL and big family. And maybe just like you, this has been a dream to me. And after fighting twice in the employee recruitment process, and in 2019, finally, I made it. Thank God. Yeah, I truly fought for it. And one reason of my effort to become a PAL and employee is absolutely my family, as they are also so proud of this achievement too. And maybe some of you feel the same thing too, right? But in the beginning, when I'm joining PALN, I felt like in PALN, do we just do the daily work only, like producing electricity and delivering it to society? And so many thoughts that comes to my mind related to what is the meaning and purpose of my job, until I found this amazing situation. From the data shown by the Energy Institute, the carbon emission in 2022 reached the amount of 34.37 billion tons. It becomes vital as this number is the greatest in history. Not to mention, carbon emission is one of the factors that contribute to climate change. Surprisingly, really surprisingly, Indonesia was in the top 6 global contributors of carbon emission at that time. What a horrible fact, but the ocean is blue. In 2022, Indonesia contributed to producing 691.97 million tons. Wow. As the manufacturer of climate change, we all agree that we have to reduce emission. Yes?
Could you please show up your, not only your presentation.
All right. I'll share my screen, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any mistake out there?
All right. Beside your share screen your presentation. The judges want to see your expression and during the.
All right, maybe I'm trying to share my screen again.
All right.
All right. What about this? Can you see me clearly? Or the operator there can see my screen, my face screen, I think?
Here you go. Continue your presentation.
Okay, what about this? Is it clear?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, judges. I will continue my session. As the main climate change, we all agree that we have to reduce this carbon emission, whatever it takes. Even in the United Nations Conference of Parties that is held in various countries every single year, the member countries agree to use the energy transition movement to handle this pathetic climate change. And the elephant in the room is, can Indonesia actualize the energy transition inside the country? So with me in this session, I'm Doni Riyadi Saksono from PLN Nusantara Power UPD Tarakan. We will talk about it more detail. Honorable judges and also my fellow participant in the new Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation Conference on July 2023, the Minister of the Finance of the Republic of Indonesia, Madam Sri Mulyani, said that the success of energy transition in Indonesia is depend on PLN. If it fails, then PLN's fault. But if this can happen successfully, then this is the success story of PLN too. All right. To run the energy transition movement, PLN has implemented several impactful programs, among others, co-firing program for coal-based power plant, and also implementing the Just Energy Transition Partnership financing program, and even in a climate change conference in COP27 that was held in Egypt last November 2022, Indonesia has brought issues about early retirement coal-based power plant. But to actualize this program, we all agree that it's really hard and possible to be done in overnight, right? It's really hard. Our government and PLN top management have issued some policies and implemented many national strategic programs, and the result has begun to visible, even though the progress is not as fast as expected. Indonesia has a target to reach 22% renewable energy percentage in 2025, but in fact, 2021, we only reached 13.165%, and 2022 was only 14.11%. Wow. So to be involved in the acceleration of energy transition in Indonesia as employee of PLN, we can implement some simple activities but can give a big impact to PLN corporate strategic program. So ladies and gentlemen, instead of making some effort to think and do a lot about pieces of stuff beyond our capacity, actually we can adjust our existing job in our working unit with a framework and a concept that I call enterprise risk management, or ERM. This is so really special, and I will show the importance of it. From Medco Energy International report, their risk management has proven to decrease their carbon emission. So that's why I think risk management is really important. But for PLN, risk management is not a new thing. Our company has established to do this concept. So I'm trying to portray that we can contribute to the acceleration of the energy transition with putting this energy transition movement into a framework that we call risk management framework. And with that mindset, we can make a domino effect to boost the energy transition acceleration. So I will give you a simple example to explain what is risk management. All right, as you can see in your monitor, imagine you are a school student, right? And tomorrow you will face the final exam day. So in this case, we have a main risk that we will not pass the test. In risk management, we have to, do some mitigation to reduce the possibility of the risk and cancel the risk, such as studying harder and maybe eating some vitamins and preparing the exam tools and so on. So the idea that I want to propose to you is that every single program that we do in our working unit must be based on the collective effort to avoid the failure or sustainable green electric energy. And everyone, to make my explanation more relatable with us, I will explain this risk management with a case when we arrange the annual work plan budgeting, or as you know, RKAP, that we always do in every year. First, we must accelerate the energy transition with renewable energy utilization as a work target. And after that, we declare that we have a main risk named renewable energy utilization did not reach a target. And then we define a lot of possible factors. And then we can arrange all of the plan activities to handle those possible risks complete with the work plan cost. And also we have to prioritize it. And after we prioritize those work plan, we got our budgeting work plan and we can run it in a year. So, ladies and gentlemen, the energy transition risk management is the really key answer for us to participate in the acceleration of energy transition in Indonesia. You can use this risk management framework in your working unit, and also I'm